All right, let's talk about visualization. But we're going to go way beyond just, simple daydreaming. Today, we're going to explore it as a real science-backed tool for fundamentally changing your reality. So, let's dive in. Yeah, this quote, it just nails it, right? We are not talking about wishful thinking here. We're talking about a precise, intentional process. It's like performing surgery on your own brain to restructure your inner world. So that's the big question, isn't it? How do you actually do that? How do you become the architect? Well, it all starts with understanding that this isn't some kind of magic. It's a technology of the mind and body. All right, first things first, we have to draw a really clear line in the sand here. This is not about wishing for things to happen. Nope. This is about the very real, very tangible process of rewiring your brain's neural pathways. And you can see the difference right here. Daydreaming? That's totally passive. It's kind of vague, you just drift. But deep visualization, that's something else entirely. It's active, it's intentional, you're embodying it. The whole point isn't just to see some fuzzy picture of the future in your head, it's to feel it so completely, so intensely, that you start physically rewiring your brain to match that reality. And this really gets to the core of what's happening on a much deeper level. You're not just thinking thoughts, you're actively reshaping the physical circuits inside your brain. It's like you're creating a brand new biological and even energetic blueprint for the person you're becoming. Okay, so how do we actually do this surgery? How do we perform this rewiring? Well, the secret is getting access to your brain's natural programming state. And to do that, we need to find a way to bypass our critical, analytical mind. The one that's always second-guessing everything. Think of your brainwaves kind of like gears in a car. Most of our day, we're in beta. We're alert, we're analyzing, we're problem-solving, and often we're stressed out. But as we start to relax, we shift down into alpha. That's like a bridge to a more meditative, receptive state. But the real magic, the place where the programming happens, is when we slip even deeper into Theta. That's the doorway to your subconscious. And this Theta state, this is where the gatekeeper, your analytical mind, finally goes quiet. It just takes a step back. And that gives you direct access to the subconscious operating system, the place where all your automatic programs, your deepest beliefs, your habits, where it all lives. And this insight from biologist Bruce Lipton is just fantastic. He points out that little kids, up until they're about 7, are basically living in Theta. That's why they're like little sponges. They're just absorbing everything. So see, Theta isn't some mystical state we have to journey to find. It's our brain's native language for learning and programming. Okay, so let's say you've gotten there. You've accessed this programmable Theta state. Now the real work begins. This is where you start actively, intentionally rehearsing a new future. And this is probably one of the most powerful ideas in all of neuroscience. Your mind literally does not know the difference between a real, actual experience and one that you vividly imagine. There are studies, where people just visualized practicing the piano, and their brains created the exact same neural pathways as the people who actually played. You are literally installing the neurological hardware for a future experience before it even happens. Think about that. So according to the work of people like Dr. Joe Dispenza, this whole process has 2 absolutely essential ingredients. First, you need a clear intention. You have to know exactly what you're building. But, and this is just as important, you need an elevated emotion. You have to generate the feeling of having it right now. And let's be super clear here. This is not thinking positively or just hoping for the best. That feeling, that emotion of gratitude or joy or empowerment, that's the chemical signal that tells every cell in your body that the future event has already happened. You are teaching your body what that new reality feels like. Now, to make that signal even stronger, even more powerful, we need to get the mind and body completely in sync. And that's where we get into the power of coherence. Work from researchers like Greg Braden has shown that when we focus on our heart and we actively generate those elevated emotions, we can create a measurable state called heart-brain coherence. It's literally a state where your 2 most powerful organs, your heart and your brain, start syncing up, beating to the same drum. And that creates this incredibly powerful harmonized signal. And believe it or not, there's even an optimal frequency for this, 0.1 hertz. When your whole system is humming at that frequency, it creates this incredible internal stability and order. Your intention stops being just a thought. It becomes a powerful, focused signal that you're broadcasting out, aligning your inner world with the outer reality you want. Your body is such a critical part of this. It's where the subconscious mind really lives and breathes. So things like slow, deep breathing, that's not just for relaxing. It's a signal. You're telling your nervous system, hey, you're safe. And only when your body feels safe can it truly be receptive to this new blueprint you're trying to install. Okay, let's pull all of these ideas together. We're going to build an actionable blueprint. Think of this as your practical protocol for, timeline revision. So here's how you do it. Step 1. Prepare your space. Make it quiet, dim, somewhere you won't be interrupted. Step 2, ground your body. Use your breath to signal that you're safe. 3, create coherence. Put your attention on your heart and feel gratitude or joy. 4, state your intention. Get crystal clear on the what and, just as important, the how it feels. 5, slip into Theta. Just soften your focus, let go, don't force it. 6, rehearse the reality. Immerse yourself. What do you see, hear, smell? Make it real. 7, embody the feeling. Let every cell in your body feel that future now. And finally, step 8, and this one is crucial. Release and surrender. Trust that it's done. And hey, here's a little pro tip to make this even more effective. The absolute best times to do this are right when you wake up in the morning or just before you fall asleep at night. Why? Because your brain is already naturally cycling through those programmable alpha and theta states. You're basically getting a running start. So we'll end with this question for you to think about. If it's true, if your body believes what your mind rehearses, then what future are you going to command it to expect? What new reality will you decide to install as its truth?
Thank you for watching. If something in this resonated with you, then you're already closer than you think. If you're ready to go deeper, there's a link below to my book, Quantum Manifestation: How to Collapse Time and Shift Timelines. This isn't theory. It's a framework you can actually use. Tap the link below and step into it.